Hey everyone, and welcome to the Stories of Weird live podcast, the video podcast where live people, that's not right, where weird people give weird commentary about weird things. Sorry.
Nope, I'm good. We're
Oh,
good. I'm
you're good,
alive.
you're good. Okay, so sorry once again. Well, I guess first of all that we didn't do our show live this last Thursday because there were some issues with YouTube on their side. They weren't able to do YouTube live, and then as soon as we were going to record this just locally on my hard drive and then upload it, my internet conked out. So now, if you notice, I'm actually not even at my home. I'm at my old home, so to speak.
Yeah,
Speaking of
he kind of
old,
just broke in.
Yeah,
yes,
and that's
that.
that's why I
Oh
don't have my
yeah,
microphone.
yeah, and it's really funny because then we decided if we're gonna do stuff old school, we might as well bring back one of our original hosts. So,
Yep.
ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Corey. I mean, sorry.
Oh,
I know your name.
Ooh, that's not Corey. That is Thomas.
Oh, Thomas.
Oh, Thomas. Oh, Thomas. Yes. So that's right. So I'm your host Weston, of course, joined by your lovely co-host Victoria, and our returning co-host for this episode, Thomas. Because
Yay!
Corey said pretty much what he told me on the side was saying, "Hey Weston, I didn't get in the front page of Weird News last week, so I'm going to try to go for round 2 and see if it works out this week. So maybe he'll be on the front page of Weird News this week."
Here's to you, Corey. Crossing our fingers, sweetie.
Yeah, apparently Naked Thing did not work, so he's having to be a little more, creative, trying to get noticed by the news outlets.
And that is more terrifying than anything you'll hear today.
And with that, let us get into our weird stories. So I am going to start us off with, with a subject that you guys might be familiar with. Are you guys familiar with cryonics?
Oh yeah.
Tom, you familiar with cryonics?
I want to say yes, but I'm gonna let you explain, and then I'll chip in with a resounding, possibly.
No, actually, Tom, I'd love to actually hear your thoughts on cryonics first.
Cryonics. Wait, like cryogenic freezing?
There you go.
Okay,
No.
then yes.
No. No. Cryonics is not cryogenic freezing. Cryonics is when every time you see the Transformers movie and all of the Autobots cry because Optimus Prime dies in every movie.
Optimus Prime.
And that's my bad pun for the evening. It's been a long day. Not on
Yeah.
my A game, sorry.
So as you're
I'm
saying,
back. She has a lot of fuel whenever I'm around, so there will be more to come.
so Tom, so you were correct about cryonics, and so do you know that cryonics? Do you think it's real or just kind of a thing of science fiction?
Well, I guess it's possible. The only thing that I would have any qualms about is how you can actually sustain the ice, because it's got to melt at some point in time, right?
Well, the idea is that you keep something, particularly a body, or actually even more specifically the human brain, at a cold temperature right after they die, essentially. To yes, young lady.
Oh, wait. Okay, good. It's me. um,
I was pointing
so I
Tom.
just want to say, sometimes
Oh, just kidding. Just
it
kidding.
just this feels good again. So when you say, that you're worried about the ice melting, my whole thing is like sometimes it doesn't have to do with the ice. I mean, cryogenic freezing obviously will happen in about another 1,000 years because Khan Noonien Singh and all of his 72 crew members from Star Trek, they're going to be cryogenically frozen. And then, of course, you have Steve Rogers, Captain America. He was frozen in the Antarctic ice, which does actually melt because of global warming. But he was kept in there because of the super blue serum in his blood. So
Look at Tom, just for a second. That's
I was going to say, Tom's so done with me, and we're not even 10 minutes in.
and
And stipe out.
So wait, so freezing people.
freezing people. Yes.
I'm with Tom. I think it's possible, maybe.
Right.
Is it?
So yeah, obviously the whole idea is being frozen, or not necessarily frozen, but the idea is just being a lowered body temperature right after you die to preserve your brain, essentially, and to be reanimated later in the future. That's the whole idea. Well, what's really interesting about this topic is the reason why I'm bringing it up is because the guy that's known for doing cryonics, pretty much the first guy to actually ever cryogenically freeze somebody it was back in 1967, done by Bob Nelson, and Bob Nelson happens to be my girlfriend Kayla. It's her grandfather, actually.
I'm really glad that you finished that. Bob Nelson happens to be my girlfriend. was a little weird.
That's an interesting lineage.
Isn't
Okay.
it? I know. That was, I thought, one of the most interesting things when Kayla told me about, oh yeah, so by the way, cryogenics. Yeah, so my grandfather kind of started that. Yeah. So Bob Nelson, actually let me grab a picture of him real quick. I don't know if you guys want to jump onto Google or something if you want to see anything, but here's a picture here as soon as it loads of Bob Nelson. I believe that's Bob Nelson. Um,
You better hope, because you're going to be into that family soon.
I know. No, I was like, I think actually that might be the doctor that they froze. I don't know. It doesn't look exactly like her grandfather.
Let me just find Bob Nelson, Kayla. No, I'm kidding.
But
Bob Nelson and Cryonics.
yeah, so Bob Nelson actually used to be a TV repairman, and I guess he just got really fascinated with the idea of, being able to reanimate people in the future. And I guess it's really popular right now because he's about to release a book in March called "Freezing People's Not Easy: My Adventures in Cryonics." And not only is he writing here, he wrote a book that's coming out. They're also doing a feature film with, I think, like Owen Wilson's going to be in it, and is it Kirsten Wiig? Kristen Wiig, she's gonna be in it, and then Christopher Walken, I think, is even in it. And it's all yeah, right. So, and it's all about the cryonics thing. So it's really a huge thing. So obviously, cryonics is
Wes, do your impression.
whoa, Christopher Walken, I do impressions. I I, I want to freeze people because people freeze nicely.
That's just, you know what?
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. So it's not just a weird story of like the week, but it's a weird story in our history and also
Yeah.
very close to home.
Yes.
That's pretty neat.
Literally.
Right.
So my question is, he says his adventures in cryonics.
Yeah.
Was any of it successful?
Well, they have successfully frozen people. Obviously, the reanimating part that's the interesting part because we have yet, I think, to be able to do that. But he has frozen, I think, multiple people, or at least kept them in like I think it's a storage place where what?
Walt Disney's not frozen.
The common yeah, Walt Disney frozen myth. Yeah. All
Well, they made a movie about it
so
recently.
which means it's true because movies are real life.
Yeah.
No, the movie was Walt Disney's Frozen, not Walt Disney is Frozen. God, Tom.
That is brilliant. Let me just say that right now. So to answer your question, freezing people, yes. Reanimating, I don't think so.
All right.
Now, obviously, it's really interesting just the whole idea of it. What do you think about cryonics for yourself? If someone was to ask you, okay, so would you like to be cryogenically frozen and possibly reanimated in the future? What are your thoughts on that?
Tom first, because I have to think.
Okay.
How far in the future would we be talking here?
What would be acceptable for you, Tom? What would be too far, and what would not be enough? What depends on what works for you. Tell us what your thoughts would be.
I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool to wake up in 2100.
I'd probably
because
go
it's
farther.
Not too far, but it's just far enough. So
Okay.
yeah. 'Cause it's not like I'd want to wake up in the year 3000 where everything's
Why
completely different.
not?
Because they made
Because
a
I
show
don't
out
want to
of it
be in a
just
Jonas
that, yeah.
Brothers song.
You'll get a guaranteed gig at a museum, natural history museum, and then everyone will talk to you, and you'll be, think about all that history that would become myth by that point. 1,000 years of human history, you'll be able to confirm so much. You'll be worth so much to human race, assuming we're still around.
Oh
Yeah,
no, we'll be fine. The human race will be around, according to Doctor Who, until the year 5 billion BC. I mean, I'm just speculating.
BC?
Yes, BC.
Okay.
As in before, shut up, Weston.
It's like we're going back in time to live. I'm slightly confused.
Do you not see the Marty McFly hat on Tom? We are Back to the Future right now.
I see. But yeah, and I think for me, I think it'd be cool to be cryogenically frozen, but would I actually opt in for it? Probably not. I think I live my life and that's it. I'm totally fine with that. Victoria, you've had time to think.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You said I could be cryogenically frozen, and then I was thinking, yeah, because it'd be Weston on ice, and then that's why I was laughing. But
I know, perfect for the Winter Olympics. I know.
right? Yeah. For me to be frozen, I don't know. I'm already kind of a pain in the tuchus, so I don't. Sochi really missed you, man.
I know.
They missed out on you.
I could have skated for Russia.
Mother Russia.
For Mother Russia, I could get gold for my people.
Hey, eat a Snickers. Eat a Snickers.
Eat a Snickers. You turn a little Russian and Soviet when you're hungry.
Oh, sorry, guys.
America. No, when it comes to like being frozen again, I'm already kind of a pain in the tuchus. So making a popsicle out of me probably wouldn't benefit anybody in the future.
What flavor would you be?
Disappointment.
Oh, that doesn't taste so good.
No, it's a bitter, bitter taste in one's mouth.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know what? If we ever open a store or stories of weird like store online, I'm gonna have a shirt that just says, "Hi, I'm Victoria, and I taste of disappointment," and then that should be our best seller.
See, I was imagining just like, you know those rocket pops, those popsicles? I was imagining that, but with your face on it, and then just disappointment flavor.
I don't know whether to like barge into the room that you used to own and just like strangle you with your own cord, or just to accept the fact
There
that
should
you're
be enough
correct.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's up to you. It really is. But anyway, so I guess I don't want to take up too much time for the rest of our stories. So
That's really cool, though.
Yeah. So
I'm down.
look into it if you're interested at all by the idea of cryogenics and all that. As I said, there's the book "Freezing People is Not Easy: My Adventures in Cryonics," which is a book that's coming out in March. And I'm sure there's a lot of information already out there about Bob Nelson and what he's done already and all that. So yeah, so that's cryonics.
Well,
But
kudos
just
to
remember,
Bob.
Yeah.
An act of true love will thaw a frozen heart.
Oh,
Shameless
ladies and
plug.
gentlemen.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You know what?
for right
No,
now.
that's
you made
not
me
a shameless
snort.
plug. That wasn't even a shameless plug. That was like, we've already talked about Disney. Here's this. A shameless plug is saying Bob Nelson, my girlfriend's grandfather. Hey.
Was
I
that
didn't
what
say to
you
go
ride
buy the
to,
book.
or-
I didn't
or
say.
Is that just complimentary?
Well.
And
No, that's really neat.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm digging it.
yeah. So, and with that, let's move on into something interesting like Barbies.
Why do I
Victoria,
always have these stories? So
what's going on with Barbies?
let's put it this way.
I love
This
Barbies.
this chick is a Barbie girl, and she would like to live in her Barbie world. Her name is Blondie Bennett.
That doesn't sound like her birth name.
I wouldn't be
know.
surprised. Now, Blondie Bennett
Mm-hmm.
is American, and she strives to be Barbie. Not have Barbie's things, but to be Barbie. So,
Interesting.
Weston, did you ever get any pictures off of this?
I did. I was waiting for a good time to have him go in.
You can
So,
put it up now, sir.
all right.
Because this is a visual thing that is needed.
Yes, it is.
So the title of this whole thing was Barbie obsessed woman having hypnotherapy to become brainless. Now
Yep.
my obvious joke is she's just paying for something she's already got. And that's rude, because I am of the belief that if you want to do something and you are passionate about it,
Yep.
by all means go for it.
Right.
Unless it hurts you or it hurts others. I don't know if giving yourself intentional brain damage is hurting yourself, only because it depends on how many brains you had before, but I digress. Anyways, this woman has already spent the equivalent of 25,000 pounds, the sterling pound, the British pound, which is close to a couple same near that number $1,000 on boob jobs. And she literally, and I quote,
Yep.
would like men to see me as a plastic sex doll, huh? And I'm like, what? She's 38 years
That's her
old.
life goal, by the way.
That is her life goal. No, literally, she wants to be brainless enough that she becomes Barbie. So you're right. It wasn't her birth name. She changed it a year ago. She's had 20 sessions with a hypnotherapist to become brainless. And
Brainless.
I'm already, yes, to quote, I'm already starting to feel ditzy and confused all the time. She, in fact, just said that she recently went to pick up a friend from the airport and couldn't remember where she needed to go to pick her up, either departures or arrivals.
High five, very nice. You don't remember? Good for you.
I don't even understand. But she wants people to see her as a plastic sex doll, and
Yep.
being brainless is a very big part of that. Well, at least she's got her priorities straight. She has regular spray tans, Botox, and lip fillers to give her the more artificial appearance of the Mattel plastic Barbie.
Yeah, because that's what it looks like.
Yes, but she literally is trying to become more stupid. Now, she's always asked, well, why would you want to be Barbie? And she says, who wouldn't want to be? Gentlemen, would you want to be Barbie?
I'd rather be Ken if I had a choice.
No, you wouldn't, because you know exactly what Ken's missing. We all know what Ken's missing.
He's missing integrity.
Yes. About the average male size
Yes.
of integrity.
You know, let me just mention actually something. So my sister, who's almost 11, so she would get the American Girl dolls, and I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with
I love
those.
the American
Right.
Girl is
So they're pretty large dolls, and I mean it's really expensive to like even just buy clothes and all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff for them. But anyway, so recently my parents at their place, they got a Barbie magazine. I guess their information got out to them somehow, and so now they're doing like Barbies and stuff of characters and stuff. And I forgot which movie it was based on, but it pretty much had a Ken doll with like the tribal tattoos. Yeah. Like imagine, and then even Barbie had like
Ken's already the whitest guy in the world. You don't need to give him really bad tribal tattoos.
That's what I was thinking. And they had this description about him and his tattoos about that it symbolized his life goals and dreams. I was like, that is the cheesiest, weirdest thing I've ever seen.
To all my homies in East County of San Diego, you know who you are. We should be petitioning for the real life El Cajon Valley High School teenager Barbie doll. We're talking the tramp stamp on the back. The ability to somewhat look like you're pregnant and make it everybody guess about it. And then the brainless part, shoot, we know everything in El Cajon. We know exactly where to go to get certain things that are illegal, and we know how to avoid those things. So if we're gonna be like legit and we're gonna have, you know, equal opportunity Barbie dolls, I want to see the El Cajon ones first.
Now, I thought something really interesting going back to your article was how she makes her living.
Oh God.
Oh,
Okay.
this I gotta hear.
Yes, so she used to be a model, correct?
Yeah, she was a size 0 model. And the 0 had nothing to do with her IQ. But so she's great. She was like, "Well, my friends would hate the attention I got from guys because of how I dressed. They told me to tone it down when I went out with them."
That's true.
And
She
she's
said
like,
that.
"I was forced to live a double life. Like, honey, the only thing double about you is like the amount of boob you've gotten in the
No, that's
last
like
year
that's
and
like
a half."
quadruple
She
trillion.
went. Now, I'm going to get a little personal here, guys. Not that you can tell on this, but I am not a small-chested person. Yes. But I wear a size F. That's, you know, a little more than a handful. This woman was already a size H. Like, she went up to a size H. Recently, last August, she is included and increased to a double J. Now, I don't know if you have that picture, but I'm staring at it and I'm terrified.
They are,
I don't see it, but frankly, I don't want to.
Yeah, no. Let me just put it this way. Imagine airbags.
That's essentially what I'm imagining.
And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how you would
Yes.
describe it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
No, it's terrifying. And now in British terms, because I did get this from the mirror.co.uk, but in British terms, she weighs 8 stone. In American terms, that's 8 times 14. Ladies and gentlemen, give me the math.
8 times.
One.
And she's like 115 pounds.
Oh,
Correct.
oops.
Thank you.
I was off.
Yeah. She's not, no.
She's not much.
So we didn't mention yet about
It's all boob.
how she makes her living though, right?
Oh yes, okay. So her living. I'm sorry. Yes, her living. I had to.
That's
I wanted
okay.
you to get the picture in your head of this woman with these huge gazongas that are just terrifying, and
Even though you guys are seeing it right now, you're seeing the pictures, so you know.
yes, but my boys. So she has online. Weston, are you like trying out for the same job?
Yeah, I'm your sugar daddy.
Oh, she has online sugar daddies, and I don't mean the candy. Yes, she has online sugar daddies who support her transformation in exchange for sexy pictures of her as Barbie.
It's true. Yeah.
And you know what? She's got a lot of confidence, just like our good little Mattel friend Barbie. People can criticize me, but this is who I am. I want my transformation to be head to toe, inside and out.
That's
I've
dedication,
seen-
ladies and gentlemen.
I personally have seen the inside of a Barbie because my brother ripped the head off of one that I owned. But, you know, because like brothers are wont to do. And
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
hollow. There's nothing there. Like, at all.
Yep.
Who needs vital organs?
You know what? I think this is like a big insult to Barbie herself because, I mean, she kicked butt in Toy Story 3. She was all up in making sure that Michael Keaton's Ken doll, like, just, you know, I just. So my next question is, if she really wants to be like Barbie, will she be missing the nipple areola and all her genital areas as well? Because hey, you want to be as accurate, then you better be accurate. Just saying.
There's always room for improvement in time, with time and money, lots of money, lots and lots of money from sugar daddies.
Hey, she was able to pay for those like with cash, so
Hey, there you have it.
it's one of those things. I'm really bitter about it because it's like I'm a college student and I literally have no money to my name and I will owe the government money and Barbie once again gets everything.
You know, yeah.
So-
yeah. Sorry.
You know what? Yeah,
It's just the way it is.
I guess to quote The Simpsons when they did their Barbie spoof of Malibu Stacy, don't ask me, I'm just a girl. So yeah, no, that's my Barbie spiel.
The Barbie spiel. So I guess we'll get into something a little more, perhaps, intellectual. Real. Haha, nice. Yes. Real is a good
Or
way.
is it?
Real is a good way of putting it, unless it's fabricated. But I'm not a conspiracy theorist kind of person. So Tom, what do you got going on? There's something, some weird tic-tac thing.
Oh, it's a toe.
Tiktaalik, and I kid you not, it's an actual song. If
Oh.
you
Wait,
type in
Dalek?
Tiktaalik,
Oh,
TikTok.
sorry, not a Dalek. Okay.
TikTok.
no, not a no, Doctor Who reference, ladies and gentlemen.
It's bound to happen.
Right on cue.
Yeah. So TikTok, what is a TikTok, Tom?
Tiktaalik is supposed to be this link in the evolutionary cycle that gives credence to the idea that land animals originally evolved from water creatures, because it's essentially a fish that can walk on its fins, because the fins actually have sort of like how whales have digits. That's the idea.
Darwin was wrong.
And that was my roommate, if you heard that. Moving on. This is actually his hat, so thank you for letting me borrow it. It's interesting because I first heard about it in my evolution and creation class because, like we're wont to do, we talked about evolution and creation. So
I would hope so. That's the title of the class.
yeah, you'd hope so, right? Because in
beating around
light
the
of
bush.
the recent Bill Nye and Ken Ham debate,
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
which you
suddenly we
guys
have
should
all these
watch
thi-
if you guys have not
it
watched.
was very interesting.
It was
and we'll
interesting.
give it that.
You know,
so,
kudos to both of them for being pretty straightforward with each other and being very kind. I know that like they stood their grounds, but at least they were respectful to each other. So sorry, that was my 2 cents on that.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. So just talking about Tiktaalik, it's supposed to be, as I said, this proof of what's supposed to happen. At least supposed to have happened regarding an evolutionary cycle, because then there's other things like the Archapetrates, I think is what it's called. It's
Ark of the
basically
Covenant, got it.
yeah,
Indiana
exactly.
Jones is coming.
Exactly.
All right.
You're right on it, Indy. Oh, my roommate, he dresses like Indiana Jones, so he's like, "You called?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't." Oh, hold on.
2004. There you go. You got the
There
right
we
hat.
go.
There we
Now
go.
I feel like it's more authentic.
Yes. So, but the Archaeopteryx thing, if you look at it, it's basically like, and I just had a coat thrown at me.
Well, at least you're ready to go.
It's basically a dragon, is what I call it. It's like, oh look, dragons did exist. There's fossilized evidence, but it's supposed to be another sort of. I'm trying to avoid the words missing link because apparently that's not definitive enough.
No.
But it's supposed to be proof that birds evolved from reptiles, sort of like the pterodactyl idea.
Are-
But it's got you can actually see in the fossil you can see the edges of its feathers. It's
yeah.
not skin like the pterodactyl.
You know,
Well, just to add to that, actually, like this would just, it wouldn't even be proof. It would just be further evidence. It'd probably be further down the line because it is already been proven, like with what they have. I mean, it was a theory, but there's even more evidence to it is that raptors that we see now, like our vultures and our condors, they
right.
come from actual raptors and they just got smaller.
you know,
and more
so
feathery.
I was watching a video actually just to learn a little bit more about it, and one of the guys that was on the expedition, which it was in, I believe, the Canadian Arctic, where they found the Tiktaalik, and I guess they've been spending a long time, like decades, and then they were so obviously happy because they were running out of funds and everything. And so according to him, though, he said that it had the body of a fish, and then right now actually I have a picture up of the Tiktaalik, and so you notice that it has a flat head, which is very much reminiscent of reptiles and land animals, but yet it had gills and lungs, and it also had fish scales, so like body of a fish and scales. So I don't know. I know he didn't mention anything about feathers or anything like that. I know that he was just talking about the whole.
Oh, not on the Tiktaalik. That
Okay.
other specimen.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I know that for that it was all about the whole, that amphibian to land, and then that change that happened in between. So very interesting. Very interesting. And it was founded in 2004, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And actually the song I was singing, it's an actual song, believe it or not. If you type in Tiktaalik into YouTube, you may have to narrow down like Tiktaalik song, but it's I think it's a 3.5 minute video of a song all about Tiktaalik, and it's actually kind of catchy. And I was feeling a little silly because I was singing it the other day. But hey, I should have gotten extra points for that because I actually watched the video for class.
Oh,
So-
hey,
Oh,
there you
neat.
go.
Yeah, but that's essentially my weird story. It was just it's fascinating. Oh, another interesting thing, being that it's an evolution and creation class, did you know that snakes have vestigial legs?
Yes.
I didn't. So,
Yes.
Welcome to the club.
it's funny because I have some friends and they're all I am Christian, and so I know this about them. But then we look at each other since we've learned about Genesis and how the thing that tempted Adam and Eve is forced to then crawl on the ground. We're like, that totally links up. So it's just sometimes funny and weird how they all link together. Oh, it's the missing link. Oh, I know I said I wasn't gonna say that, but it's just
No, don't say that.
don't. I had to. What have I done?
That's actually kind of neat, though. That's definitely weird. Like to have something that's got the body of a fish but has lungs, and it's not aerial dragged out of the ocean. So we're good.
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
Good to go. And with that, we're actually just about out of time. So thank you guys for watching. Sorry again that we couldn't do it live, technical issues, and of course.
It's Weston's fault.
I
mean,
it's like AT&T's fault for not letting the internet work in my house, so we could have recorded this a while ago.
what did you do to tick off AT&T?
I blew up one of their trucks.
Way to go. This is why we can't have nice things.
Anyway, so yeah, so well, next Thursday we'll have it live again. So once again, that's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and of course, it was a pleasure to have you again, Tom, because we've
And that stupid hat, too.
the hat has changed 3 or 4 times in the course
Wow.
of the show.
Due
Yeah.
to my roommate, who's literally standing right behind my computer.
Fun.
Oh, he's pointing a gun at me,
Uh
and I've been shot.
oh. Well, I'm
again.
glad you're still alive, and I hope that you live again, because I know Corey's gonna have another moment where he needs to go out there and get on the weird front page of the news. So we're gonna need
Yeah.
you again, I'm sure.
All right, well, just let me know, and let this guy know too. He'll be there.
Oh, hi, Tuffy.
So
It's our school mascot, everyone.
everyone, thanks again for watching. Anything, guys, you'd like to add before we go?
Well, of course, our weekly reminder is to like, subscribe, and share this with all of the people that you know. And I mean all of them. All of the people that, even your dolls, even your creepy friends that want to be dolls, even all your
Even the
cryogenically
people
frozen
that you
grandfathers.
don't talk to anymore.
Those people too. In fact, especially your enemies.
Yes, enemies.
And hey, if you find some weird Tiktaalik thing, dried up on the shore,
Tiktaalik,
you
not
tell it
Tiktaalik.
that. Hey, who's making this little bump, huh?
Eh.
Anyways, hey, I'm just saying, share it because we have a lot of fun doing this podcast, and I know a lot of you, meaning the 3 people that I know that watch it, have a lot of fun watching it. So please, again, as Weston will probably tell you at the end of this because he likes to repeat things that I say, whatever, I'm cool. Do like, and subscribe.
And one thing I also do want to mention is that I'm going to try to provide this podcast in solely audio form because I know 30 minutes is a long time for anybody to sit and watch. So I would like to find a way to provide this to you only audio so you can put it on your phone or your iPod Touch, whoever still uses those. I do. But for my car.
Mine still has
hold on.
buttons.
Ooh.
Grab my iPod.
But anyway.
No, you want to see an iPod? It's amazing.
No.
Anyway, so I've created a SoundCloud profile, and because there's a cap because you have to start paying for uploads and stuff for times. Oh, there you go. There's an iPod right there. So
Okay.
what I'm gonna try to do is upload just the audio of say like 3 episodes. And then after every 3 episodes, I'm going to have to take off one and put on another because of I'd have to pay otherwise. But if you guys support this and share, hopefully we'll make some money from ads and everything. And then, then we'll be able to provide more services and keep the show going on for you guys. So
Yeah.
that's, just what I want to encourage to you guys. So
I'm digging it. You can listen to our lovely sultry voices all the time.
all right. And with
Well,
that,
not Tom's all the time, but
Well, hello there.
and with,
Oh.
To our podcast.
and
Sign
with
me up.
that, we'll see you guys next time and stay weird.
Bye, guys.
See you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.